What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam whatsoever. You will be kidnapped and taken to an underground laboratory where they will test you like the lab rats from the Disney XD series Lab Rats, and you'll become a bionic teen who lives in a basement. If you guys can't tell, I've been spending some time on Disney Plus, but when I haven't been spending time on Disney Plus, I spent a little bit of time talking to my dad the other day, and he told me a story about how this spoiled girl he went to high school with way back in the 80s ended up totaling her brand new car because she was trying to show off in front of everybody. And yeah, you know, anytime I hear a story about spoiled people getting a comeuppance, it's a story that I'm gonna have to tell, so I'm gonna be sharing it today. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Or just to celebrate. It's not good. Nice rack in her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear I'm a little drunk, but it's a hell of a feeling. Got so
Alright. So I guess even back in the day, back in the Stone Age when my dad was in high school, there were still spoiled kids who were getting things that they didn't deserve. And even back then, there were people in high school who loved to flex their parents' money. And I guess there was this one girl at their school who, for the purpose of this story, I'm gonna name Rebecca. And Rebecca had a dad that owned one of the casinos down in Vegas. My dad grew up in Vegas as well, so he owned one of the casinos down in Vegas. So obviously he had a little bit of the bands because, let's be honest, gambling is fun and people love to spend money on it. And on top of that, there's a bunch of people that are addicted to it, so it's a pretty good business to be in. So he had a bunch of money. So of course, when his daughter turned 16, he bought her, at the time, I think it was like 1982, a 1982 Camaro, which was super cool at the time because it was like one of the first times that I think it might have been the first year that like the third generation Camaros existed. That's probably doesn't mean anything to a lot of you, but it was a very cool car at the time, very futuristic, high tech, and he had bought it for his daughter, and obviously everyone at school was pretty wowed by it. So the daughter, being who she is, loved the attention because she was one of the people who just adored thinking and feeling like she was better than everybody. You know, she would go out of her way to make sure that like things at the school that were named after her dad because of the money he donated were like pointed out to people while they were in class. She would always talk about how she was in charge of planning prom and how, you know, her dad was going to handle everything. Like, she just loved feeling very, very, very important. So obviously when everybody was kind of gathered around looking at her new car, because it was like one of the first times people had ever seen that type of car before, she loved the attention. And one day she's kind of flexing in front of everybody, and one of the guys who had gone to that school said something along the lines of like, wow, that's a really beautiful car. It's a shame that you don't know how to drive it. And he wasn't saying it in like, oh, you're a girl, you don't know how to drive it way, but no 16-year-old actually knows how to handle like a performance vehicle. I don't care what your argument is, okay? I don't care how much NASCAR you've watched. Chances are you don't actually need like a muscle car as a 16-year-old. If you want it, it's cool, I guess, but you're driving 35 miles per hour to school and back, so it's not really necessary, but whatever. She's kind of like, oh, do you want to see what it can do? And the guy's like, nah, you probably couldn't handle what it could do. And so he's kind of egging her on, baiting her into trying to like rev the engine and do a bunch of dumb stuff. And obviously she's buying into it. She doesn't like looking like, you know, a little bit of a wimp. No offense. Oh my gosh, that's so offensive. She doesn't like looking like a wimp in front of everybody. So when this guy's kind of calling her out, being like, I don't think you can handle it, kind of like making her look like she can't drive, she's like, oh yeah, well, guess what? Like, I'll show you how to do it. You know, I can drive this thing. It doesn't matter. So she hops in the driver's seat as she's showing it off in the parking lot to everybody. Because, like, for whatever reason, people had gathered around her car in the morning just to look at it, which seems weird, dude. I don't know if back in the 80s before smartphones, people just had a lot more time on their hands or what, but like, I would never want to be gathered around somebody else's car just looking at it in the morning, ever. I never did that in high school. I was never like, gee willikers, let's go look at Dan's 2014 Corolla, guys. Wowee. Like, even if somebody did have a brand new muscle car, there's no way I would ever be gathered around it just like looking at it. That's a really weird thing to do. But hey, I guess back in the Stone Age, people did things a little bit differently. So whatever, she gets in the car and is like slamming on the gas, and even when she's backing up, the tires are burning out. She's obviously like a little bit flustered and nervous and embarrassed to like try to show off. So whatever. One last time, somebody is kind of like, you know, you don't have to do this. And she like looks at them, everybody, and she's like, shut up. You guys know I can handle this. Like, whatever. Your dad just like can't afford to get you a car like this. So you guys just don't know how to drive it, but I do. Like, she starts going off when everybody's saying that she doesn't have to do it because she's uncomfortable, saying how they're all poor and dumb and like that's why they think that she can't handle it, but trust me, she can handle it. So everybody at that point is kind of like, all right, this is clearly a bad idea, but since you just want to call us dumb for not having a brand new Camaro, by all means show it off since you're such a great driver. So she like pulls off onto the street in front of the high school, and my dad said it's a pretty straight street. Like it's straight, you know, there's not any turning that needs to be done whatsoever, and that's gonna be important in a bit. And sure enough, she like puts the car in park and tries to, you know, make it burn out and go really fast. And she starts to go really fast, and this is on a straight road, let me remind you that. She literally just has to keep the wheel straight and she's gonna be okay. So she's going straight and she's going faster and faster and faster, and as she gets past the school, for whatever reason, she starts to turn right, but she's going very fast, so when she turns right, the car goes a lot harder than what she expected. So she goes and the front wheel like hits the curb, and the car is going fast enough that it kind of like lifts up. It doesn't flip, but it kind of like pop, the tires hit the curb and it like flips the car slowly kind of up and then slowly on top of itself. Like it flipped, but not in a very like Lightning McQueen-esque way. You know what I'm saying? It like hit the curb, kind of popped up, balanced on the hood for like a second. That's probably a little bit dramatic, but you get what I'm saying. Like it just slowly kind of flipped on top of itself, and like the tires are just spinning. It's this huge dramatic sound because it's like because it still sounds insane even if it happens slowly and doesn't seem that crazy. A car flipping is still absolutely bonkers, and the entire school is just kind of sitting there. And keep in mind, this is like the morning, so school hasn't even started yet, bro. It's bright and early, and there's already a flipped over Camaro that everybody just witnessed crash. So a bunch of teachers that were in the parking lot because they weren't there yet rush over to the car, and the girl gets out and she seems fine. Like my dad said she had bruised and she was pretty shaken up, but she was relatively okay. And they're like, oh my God, what happened? And she just starts screaming about how like everybody at this school was stupid, you know, trying to blame everybody, saying that she was pressured into doing it. Like, of course it can't be her fault, you know. It can't be her bad that she felt this need to show off because some guy got under her skin, bro. And that's just for anybody. Never let anyone get under your skin and make you do stupid things, because if they make you do stupid things, you're the only one who's really gonna suffer. Like the person who's baiting you into doing it doesn't really care whatsoever. But sure enough, she's freaking out. The school has to call like the police. They get an ambulance just because she was pretty bruised and like shaken up, and so obviously it's this big drama. Everybody all day is talking about it, but they're not talking about it in a very like, aw, you know, everybody's kind of making fun of her in a way like, oh my gosh, did you guys see what happened? Because everybody knew that she was okay. So the next day comes and this girl comes to school. Sure enough, she gets dropped off by her dad bright and early, and everybody is kind of like watching her and kind of whispering as she goes by, which sucks. That definitely sucks. But when you try to flex in front of everybody and make yourself look dumb, I don't know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, it starts to become the rule that comes into effect. Really just gotta understand that she kind of deserved it. So she's all embarrassed, and sure enough, like through the day, she's hearing bits and pieces of the story, and high school did what high school did and exaggerated the story. And she finally is kind of like talking to her friends and is at lunch, and as somebody walks up to her and asks if she's feeling better, and she's like, no, I'm not feeling better. I got in a car accident and crashed my brand new car trying to impress all you idiots. Like, this is the day after she's fine. Keep in mind, this person, I don't know if they were trying to be funny and be like, how are you feeling today or what? But regardless, if somebody comes up to you and is like, hey, how are you feeling after your car accident? Screaming at them being like, I crashed my car, is insane. And even beyond that, once again, that's still on you. Like, you crashed your car trying to impress everybody. I mean, that's just dumb. You just don't need to impress everybody. I'm gonna be honest. If people are like not liking you and they're gonna like you after you make cargo vroom, they're probably pretty dumb anyways and not worth trying to make like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, personally, I'm just not going to bother trying to waste my time with people that are going to sit there and go, dude, you didn't make cargo vroom, so you not cool. But sure enough, she freaks out, which doesn't make it better, because when you freak out on people trying to be nice to you, it just makes people even less nice to you. Like, people already weren't exactly on her side, and her just deciding to spurg out and fight everybody who was just trying to wish her well backfired a little bit more than she thought. Hey, who would have seen that coming? I don't know. Maybe just everybody with brain cells. But that's the best part about spoiled kids sometimes. They don't have any brain cells, and that's what we call good content. On that note, though, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I upload videos like this every single day. I've been posting my story highlights of older videos on TikTok over at Scrubby Stories, so you guys should go check that out. I've been trying to grow it. No pressure, though, if you don't. Other than that, my Instagram is @Scrubby, Twitter's @Scrubby_69, and you guys should go get yourself some of the OG Sub Club merch before it's gone forever. The main channel is actually starting to grow again for once. This channel is still in repair mode, guys. I'm working on it, but it'll be there one day. So go check out the merch if you want. Christmas is coming. I'm going to take it down when the main channel hits 2 mil, but it'll be there till then. And yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much. Go ahead and comment the word big rock down below. Comment the words big rock down below if you've made it this far into the video, just to prove that you're an absolute unit. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure that they are hot. And if you don't, man, then that's just kind of on you, and your kid might end up crashing their new car. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.